The time has come to get some heat in this thing. Now, we watched Alex Frood. He fitted one of these max speeding rods, diesel heaters, reasonably cheap. I'll leave a link up here if you want to go and watch Alex's video, like in depth on the proper technical side of these diesel heaters, which we're not going to do. We are literally just going to throw this in there and do it as neatly and as quickly as possible. Granted, that will probably take me all day. Problem we got with this van is there's nowhere really for the nice heater to go, because we've got a rock and roll bed in. We can't put it under there because it's a rock and roll bed. Yeah, no. So it's going to have to go in the cupboards. Now, front cupboards is a fridge, batteries, gas, water. Can't go in there. So it's going to have to go in the back cupboards on the floor. But we've got to take them out first. And then we've got to check underneath, because I went and bought one of them off eBay, which, to be honest, I waited about 3 weeks for. Could have been Royal Mail, that. Got one of them off eBay, so we've got to make sure there's enough room underneath the van for where this goes. Right, I'll get in, undo units, take them out, and then I'll be back. Remember the solar I fitted? Got to undo all that to get these units out, basically, so I can get down this part of the van. Did tell you it was going to be a dead quick install, didn't I? That's one unit out. That's where it's going to go. Hopefully, just there like that. Yeah, it's in the bottom of the cupboard where there's storage and stuff, but there's kind of nothing we can do. You'd either have heat or don't have heat. Lose storage, have a heater. It's, you know, balance it up. Personally, I'd rather have heat. So that's going to go in there. We've just got to check underneath where we can mount the turret, because obviously the turret's got to come through somewhere where it's got a clean space underneath. That is quite close to the wheel arch, which I don't really like, but I'll get underneath and I can have a look. That's what we're going to be using. A big boy. Got a hole and the turret's in. Oh, and look who's
ready to start.
Look who's arrived. I think the next thing will be we're going to mount the actual heater to the turret, get everything done underneath, so then we can just basically plonk it in the hole, drill it in.
Do you mean place nicely into the hole?
No, plonk it in the hole and just screw it down.
You
can place it nicely, you don't. I'm just going to plonk it in there. Simple.
So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put these little threads in, like so. So the smallest end goes in first, and then at the longer end, they've got like space for an Allen key to go in, and then we just screw those in. And we're doing that so that you can fasten it down to the metal plate that goes through the hole. Right, so once you've got these in, just check that this rubber cover is nice and secure and sitting flush. So don't forget, this rubber seal is to stop any fumes and gases that are coming through. So once you've got that all sorted, you can then put your turret on. Now the fuel inlet, you might just have to wiggle it a little bit because it's just off where you're going to be putting stuff. Make sure that's nice, and then you can put your nuts on. So once you've got these in place, then get yourself a 10mm socket and just give them a tighten, but don't go over tight, just so that you know that it's secure. So now that that's all in place, we need to put our air pipe, our fuel pipe on, and then feed it all through the hole, and we'll go from there.
Just makes sense. So we're going to have the exhaust pipe on there, the air inlet on there. Normally the fuel pipe is the furthest one away from your exhaust because it gets hot. Common sense. Use common sense. So exhaust, air inlet, fuel pipe, connect them up, then we'll have basically a great big octopus So we've got the turret coming through there and the airline nicely tucked up out the way, going to cause no problems whatsoever. The exhaust comes all the way back here and then just basically pushes out the back of the van. Fuel lines all in, all tucked away, all nice, nowhere near the actual exhaust pipe as well. So that will do me. There's plenty of room under there, that's not going to cause any problems. We never got it all finished off yesterday, but I'll show you what we did. So we got underneath the mount all in, top of the mount, we sealed it, screwed it down, that's all done. Then we got the controller in, which I'll show you now. I've mounted the controller there, but problem with it, it's going to be on all the time. So I'm going to put a switch up in the middle there, and then I'll name those switches so we can just turn the power on and off to it when we want, or when whoever gets the van wants it. The heater's in there. We went through the unit with the vent there, as you can see right there, and then we come out in the side there because it just seemed easier. So next thing I've got to do is go underneath, drop the tank down, pretty big tank on the transit, drop that down, and then apparently on top of that there is a nipple that we can connect the fuel pipe to. So it'll be fuel pipe, filter, pump, primer, and go in that order. Get under there and drop the tank down and find out what's going on with the sender unit. So you do have 3 bolts. You've got one there, and one there, and then this whole tank will drop down. On the top of it there's the sender unit, so we can hopefully get into there because apparently there's a spare nipple. So we just need to undo these 3. This pipe here, we're just going to connect the fuel line to the top of that and then run it straight into the pump. First of all, we need to cut the top off that, and then it'll free access to the inside and we can go in there on that one there. The pipe on the top of the tank is roughly about that wide. It's not, the pipe that for the diesel heater won't go with it, but you do get a copper pipe that you can put into your tank and do it that way. Now, this piece of pipe will go over the nipple that is on top of the tank. That's the copper pipe that comes with the kit. As you can see, that's quite thin, and that will definitely not fit in there. Now, we put a piece of injection pipe onto the copper pipe, and you'll see that that is quite a stiff fit. Now, we can then tighten this up, which will tighten up against the copper pipe and form an absolutely perfect seal. We've got the fuel pipe going into the sender, onto the nipple, coming out into the pipe there, and then now we can connect this green pipe to the actual fuel pump. Right, the line's in, the tank's back up, but there's nothing coming through the line. For a very good reason. There's no bloody fuel in it. Oh, well, put fuel in it, then started messing with the tank and it wouldn't come through. For a very good reason. That nipple on the top doesn't go anywhere. There's no pipe inside. But when you look online, it shows us a pipe. Now, we had a bit of snow and the weather went absolutely crap. So, this is 2 days later. I had to buy a kit online, which I will show you a picture on the screen now. So what this does is, once you've cut the hole in the top, then you can put the blue pipe inside, connect it up to the quick release valve, and then you can feed off to your pump, which is what I did. Pumps in, filters in, and I was able to get the diesel through. Funny that, isn't it? Cheers, Alex, for that little tip. Right, heater's in, the control thing's mounted, it's been primed, and I've had it working. Control panel's on there, it's all working fine. The diesel heater is down there feeding through the cupboards, and then it comes out there. Right, now to turn this on. To prime it, you held in the up and down button, and then it comes up with oil, and you just press OK, and it primes it for you. But it's all working fine. I've changed the voice on it because it was in Chinese. Now it's in English. Let's turn it on. Right, that's going to do its thing now, and it's going to get warming. It is starting to blow cold air through, but obviously it's not kicked in yet, so we'll wait until it kicks in and then I'll show you something else. One of the beauties about the Max Speed Rod night heaters is that they come with an app. That one there. So in the app you can change your temperature. You can go up or down with your temperature. You can go from Celsius to Fahrenheit. You can turn the unit on or off as well, which is a bit of a bonus. If you're in bed and you don't want to get out of bed to turn the heating on, boom, pick your phone up and off you go. So that is a really good idea. If you want a more in-depth look at what these units do and the full technical specifications of it, Alex Frood, Mispronounced Adventures, I'll leave a link down in the bottom. He's done a video where he looks at this unit really in depth, a lot more than I do. He's also just done another video where he breaks the unit down after 2,000 hours of use. That's a lot of use. Full strip down, full service, and he shows you exactly what's happened on the inside, blah blah blah. Now, we both agree, out of all the cheaper versions of the diesel heaters, this is probably one of the top leading ones, if not the best on the market right now. The ease of use is good, putting them in is brilliant, it's so simple, it just works. Now, if you remember Wills, don't get me started on Wills. If you've watched Wills, us putting the heater into Wills, we had a nightmare. So you do get dodgy ones. The fuel filter and the actual pump is in there. We come over the top of the tank, into the filter, and then into the pump there. We've gone through the chassis with the normal blue pipe that we'd use in the van for water, and then we put the fuel line through that, just to go through the chassis, just to make sure it's all, it's all safe and it's not going to rub on anything, which seems to work, to be honest. And then I just came through the bottom of the floor there and went across the chassis and then used some of the trunking to go through, so I had actually attached the fuel pump, so that's all in and sorted now. That's got power. Now the good thing about having the blower come through there is that the battery is in the compartment next to it here, so we may get some radiant heat off that to warm the battery area up. And that just means that the heat is in that cupboard, it's coming through there and then it's coming out that side there, which is absolutely fine. Now, another good thing I like about these is they do come with quite a decent remote control. The normal ones are a bit crap, but let's see if it goes on. And she started. Right, all in and working now, and you can probably hear the pump clicking away. I don't know if you can or not. I'll put the camera underneath and see if we can hear it. That's firing away like a trooper, pulling plenty of fuel through. I do have it on full, by the way, so that is actually blowing down here. Loads of people are going to say, oh, it's too close to the plastic. It's actually not touching the plastic whatsoever. It's blowing down like where my hand is here, so it's completely missing this. That's not even getting warm. Just before you start commenting, it's going nowhere near the plastic, don't worry. So that was a pretty easy install into the Transit. Yeah, we had to remove cupboards and we had to drill holes, but it's just a process. Most people will say to you, oh, you can fit an ice heater in an hour. I'm one of them people. That's a lie. You can't. It's not. There's not a great deal to do. It's literally get your hole, fit it to the turret. Having a turret is a massive, massive help. So get a turret. If you've got to fit a night heater, get a turret. It's just easy, simple, makes life a lot easier. But there's loads of ways you can do it. You can go into your tank. You can even use one of them if you want. The kit does come with one of these. But we decided just purely for easy use, because you end up using those little tanks and the van smells of diesel. It's just the way it is. So going into the tank just seemed to be a lot easier. She's all done, finished. I've enjoyed doing this one. We've just got to sell her now. And if you are interested in the custom, all the details are on the website. I'll leave links in the description below where you can go and take a look at it. But there she is. And as you know, we fitted swivel seats, we fitted solar, all the floors being done with proper flooring, brand new rock and roll bed, brand new units. Everything in it is brand new, like totally brand new. And you got to admit, that ceiling is rather sexy. So for a small weekend camper, this is perfect. Curtains are in it, curtains are on the windows, the night heaters in it, lithium batteries in it, Victor and Orion's in it. It's just a good little van, cracking little van. And it goes like a rocket as well. We've got a few upgrades to do to that girl, because I'll just leave it there. Have a lovely Christmas, because it's a couple of days away. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, thanks for everyone who's commented. It genuinely does mean a lot to us when people comment and leave us nice messages. To the genuine people, have a lovely, lovely Christmas, and see you soon.